Hello everyone, today I will be showing you how I did the Captain America 4th of July nail set. This is how they came out. I will start by prepping the nail. This is a mannequin hand, so I will be a little bit more rough on this mannequin hand than I'm usually with my clients. I will clip the nail first and I will file it just enough to make sure it's evened out. It's something I personally like to do. You don't necessarily have to do this, but I just like to do it. I feel like it helps me put the acrylic on better and align it a lot easier. Now I am buffing and prepping the nail, taking off all the dust, all the scratches, and all the oils from the nails, brushing it off, and I will put on my favorite nail forms, which are from Mia's Secrets. I really like these. They're on the stiffer side, and it's personally what I prefer. I also used a little round sticker, and I put it right in behind for extra support. Some people like them more flexible. I like them stiffer. I don't like them to move around, and I like it to be able to hold my acrylic easier. And I will just pinch it and get it ready. Now I will be priming my nail bed with the OPI Bond-Aid primer. And I will apply it just on the natural nail, and I apply my first bead of acrylic. I will build the nail. By building the nail, I'm basically extending her nail bed to make it seem like a bigger nail instead of putting nail tips on. This is something that flows really well and it looks a little bit more natural than putting the nail tips on. I feel like it's always thinner, but of course you can always make it thicker or make the ones with the nail tips way thinner as well. So I'm just extending it as far as I think I necessarily need. And I will do this to all the nails. This will be my base, my starting base for my acrylic art. I will now be removing the forms by pinching them from the bottom, pulling them down, making sure I open the top and just slide them right off. I will do this to all the nails. I will be using this blue and red glitter. I will be dipping my brush into clear acrylic and then into the glitter. I would do sort of like an ombre effect to the blue on top by the cuticle and do the red by the free edge and just try to blend them in. It does not have to be perfect because I will be putting the water sticker right on top of this where the blending is, so that doesn't need to be 100% perfect. I do like to put my glitters separate. Sometimes I like to mix them. It all depends on your preference. I like to have the option of having them separate just because I can dip them into the acrylic, I can use them on no chip, or I can use them on regular polish as well. As soon as I'm done with the ombre, I will let that set and fully dry. I will be using these 3D stars in my next nail, but first I will be using this white clear glitter. I will start at the cuticle and I will blend it down, not all the way down the nail, about 1/3 down the nail. I just want to use this by the cuticle, by the natural nail, and the rest of the nail will be clear with the stars I just showed you. I want to make sure I do this as thin as possible because I will encapsulate and I don't want a thick, super nails. This is the perfectly white I will be using on my 3rd nail. I will use this on the entire nail. I'm doing it thin and I'm making sure I get all around, so instead of using polish, I will already use color acrylic and won't have to use polish other than the top coat. Next, I will be using this red that I created with my mix. I will link down the video so you can see how I make my color acrylics and my glitter acrylics. If you are using clear acrylic after this or any other color acrylic, you always want to make sure you clean your brush by wiping it in the paper towel or lint-free wipes. Your monomer has to stay clean. It cannot be cloudy or tinted with any other color, or else that's how the clear will come out as well. So you want to just maintain your brush as clean as possible, or switch brushes if that's easier for yourself. I will encapsulate this nail after it is fully dry. I will be using this water marble stickers. I will cut them, take off the film on the top, and drop them into the water just a few seconds, and it will slide right off to the back of it. I will apply it right onto the nail. After I apply it to the nail, I will dab it with the paper towel to take off any extra water on it. And before I encapsulate it, I want to make sure it's fully dry. So I'm working on my next nail. I used clear acrylic to attach the 3D stars. One thing I noticed with the 3D stars that I got from Walmart is that they do bleed. So as you will be seeing soon, the color starts bleeding down, which kind of gives it a cool effect, but now I know not to use these with acrylic anymore. I would just use it on crafts. So I would keep adding on acrylic as I need, making sure that I grab the stars at least possible so they don't bleed as much. The bottom of the nail is clear, so it does, like I said, give it a cool effect, but that wasn't really what I was going for, but went along with it anyways. As soon as I see that I got most of my stars where I want them, then I start encapsulating. You will see some of the little points of the stars sticking out. That will be gone with the electric file. Anything else that's out of place will be gone because I want this to be as smooth, flat around the surface as possible. So I will put the acrylic everywhere that it's needed and just encapsulate it. Now that my water stickers are fully dry, I will encapsulate this nail, making sure I get all the glitter by the cuticle and all the glitter by the free edge as well, because I will be filing on top of this and I do not want to remove any of the glitter, so I have to cover it with clear acrylic to protect it as well. You also want to make sure that you have a stress point, because if she was to hit her finger or jam it somewhere, the stress point will protect it and hold on tighter than if it didn't have one. And these two red and blue striping tape is what I will be using. I will tell you that this was a pain in my butt. I don't know if it's the acrylic or if I needed to buff it before I apply the striping tape, but it was just moving everywhere, so it was a little bit harder for me to work with. But I did cut and edit my videos so you wouldn't be sitting here for hours watching me do this. I try to make the American flag with this. And after I apply the stickers, I will get a little bit of a clear acrylic so I can apply the silver star, medium-sized star from Walmart. This silver star did not bleed, so I think that they're all generally silver and they're just painted the color that you would choose. When I think I am done with my design, I will encapsulate the entire nail. I will cut off the striping tape after I put the first thin layer of clear acrylic to encapsulate, and then I will nip off around the striping tape, and then I will add just a little bit more clear acrylic to anywhere I need. This is something I do. I mean, you can always nip on before you do the clear cap, but I just prefer it this way. Now I will add my water sticker to my last nail. I will apply it, use a paper towel just to dab any extra water, and I will let that fully dry before I encapsulate. I do wait a few minutes before I encapsulate, but this is me now encapsulating the nail. You can always add more designs, more stickers, more nail art before you encapsulate as well. I just wanted to use Swarovski crystals on this one, so that's why I encapsulated right away. I am now done with all the acrylic applications, and we'll start filing with this nail bit that I have. It's a ceramic nail bit. I will be filing by the cuticle, making sure there's no lumps, no unevenness, making sure the cuticle is really as thin as possible, cleaning out the free edge, cleaning out the side walls and underneath the nail. I would do this to all 4 nails. I'm now using a hand file I got from Sally's Beauty Supply. It's a 100 grit and 180, so each side has its own grit. I will be making sure that I clean up the free edge, making sure the side walls are cleaned up, little details that the electric file did not get to. One thing I notice when I file is when I hold up vertically the file, for some reason I get more sharp straight lines. So as you can see, I am filing the sides, but I do lift it up, so it just makes it such a sharp line. Now I am buffing, and I wiped down everything and got it ready for the top coat. I am using M's top coat. It's a holographic glitter, so it will give that sparkle that I needed. Not too dramatic, but just enough glitter. After I apply this top coat on every single nails, I do the gel 2 top coat. I apply this because I want it to last me more than a week and not rub off, just like any regular top coat would rub off. And I make sure I seal every single thing, make sure I seal my gems around, and then I cure it in the light. And this is how my final set came out to be, my Captain America 4th of July nails. I really hope you like it, and I thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, please like, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on social media. Thank you.